There have been some big names floated to be Kamala Harris's running mate. And now, one of those finalists may have leaked that he is no longer in contention. Wait until you see how this all went down. I'll show you right now. We are in the final hours of Kamala Harris's search for a vice president. It has been a wild couple of weeks with some rock stars making their way to the front of the pack, going on TV and showing America that we have a deep bench in the Democratic Party. We have Tim Walz, gregarious governor of Minnesota, who helped coin the term weird in describing Republicans. This guy has been an absolute joy to see on TV and speaking up for people in Minnesota, talking about stuff like free breakfast and lunch for every single student in the state of Minnesota. He would be a great addition to the ticket for Kamala Harris. Then we have Senator Mark Kelky of Arizona, who would be strong for Kamala on the border. And one of the big criticisms that Kamala Harris is being attacked with, and is a bit sticky, is this idea that she was the border czar. It's not true. She was sent down to Central America to work with those nations on stemming the flow of immigration. But Republicans have been pretty good at attacking her for the problems at the border. So Mark Kelky would be great for her on that. He's also an American hero. He's got military experience, astronaut, and he's married to Gabby Giffords, who unfortunately is a victim of gun violence. And gun violence is a major issue in America. So Mark Kelky checks off some great boxes for Kamala Harris. And then we've got rock star Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, who is a rising star in the Democratic Party. He has done great in a state that is a must-win state for Kamala Harris to become president of the United States. He's got a super high approval rating, like 60%, meaning he's won over a lot of Republicans in a state that's basically split right down the middle. He's also Jewish, and one of the big criticisms of the Democratic Party are these protests and charges of anti-Semitism. So putting him on the ticket would alleviate that criticism right off the bat. So Kamala's got some great choices. And then there's some other people like Pete Buttigieg, the transportation secretary, who's just sharp as a tack and loves to go on channels like Fox and go right at the Republican base. He's a wonderful mouthpiece for the Democratic Party. And Andy Beshear, governor of Kentucky, who's got a good old boy drawl, and he's a fan favorite down there in the South where Democrats really struggle to win. He won by like 5% in 2022 in the midterms after barely winning 4 years earlier. So, and I believe he has the highest approval rating in the country out of all governors. So these are just some amazing people that America has been able to learn more about and see on full display as Kamala Harris's campaign has brilliantly played this sweepstakes for all to see. And this weekend, Kamala Harris had her last meetings with all the finalists, whether it was in person at the Naval Observatory in DC where she lives or over Zoom. Kamala wanted to give a last kick of the tires to the candidates to see who she connects with, who she clicks with, and would be able to win the presidency and govern possibly for 8 years together. So it's a tough decision, but she's got great options. But one of those top contenders may have just revealed that he will not be her choice for vice president. Senator Mark Kelky posted the following on Twitter and then quickly deleted it. Check out this post. My background is a bit different than most politicians. I spent my life serving in the Navy and at NASA, where the mission always comes first. Now, my mission is serving Arizonans. Now, the fact that Senator Kelky mentioned that he serves Arizonans led a lot of people to speculate that he was going to stay as senator of Arizona. Though nothing has leaked from Kamala's campaign, some people were speculating that maybe the interviews didn't go great with Kamala and he knew he wasn't going to get the gig, but who knows? But things got even stranger because he deleted that tweet and then he posted the following. Whether it was from my time in the Navy and at NASA, serving in the United States Senate, or visiting our troops overseas, I've learned that when your country asks you to serve, you always answer the call. So that's a much more general message there, saying when your country calls, you serve. And that's a lot different than Mark Kelly saying he's going to serve Arizonans moving forward. So nobody knows what's going on. This has been such a tightly run ship. There's no leaks at all. Kamala Harris has brilliantly run this whole VP selection process, keeping the energy and excitement up. People are having a blast debating who would be the best pick for her. And I think it's just been energizing to the base. And whoever she picks is going to be great. These are all wonderful contenders that could help bolster the ticket and help her go on to victory in November. So we're all just going to have to wait until Tuesday at the latest when Kamala Harris has a scheduled event in Philadelphia with her soon to be announced VP nominee. Now, a lot of people have read into that and said it must be Josh Shapiro because it's Pennsylvania. But I think it could be any of these guys. And what if she brought them all together for the announcement too? That would be super cool. So let's just see what happens. Who knows? Your guess is as good as mine. Let me know in the comments, who do you think Kamala Harris should pick and will pick for her vice president running mate?